Hey guys, before starting this video, I would like to just give you a quick insight. So I started a new channel on YouTube called Rube. I started to take my career seriously and I started preparing for various cybersecurity and ethical hacking certifications. So I am learning new stuff every day. I am practicing my hacking skills. I am practicing pen testing and everything on platforms like HackTheBox and tryhackme. So I just thought I would post videos parallelly as I learn new skills and hack machines and solve challenges on these platforms. So I'll be mostly posting walkthroughs on HackTheBox machines and challenges that I managed to solve. And I decided to do this because of two reasons. One, it really helps me stay motivated, and two, it helps me to thoroughly understand what I'm doing. Only if I understand something clearly and in depth, only then I'll be able to make a video. So that's the thing. And the video that you're about to see right now is also supposed to go on my new channel, but I'm posting this first video here on this channel to get the word out. So please do consider subscribing to my new channel. The link will be in the description below, obviously, and I would really appreciate your support on my new channel. So thanks for staying and listening to this long intro. Without any further ado, here's the video. Enjoy it. Hey, so in this video, we're going to talk about this hack the box machine called Jerry. It is labeled as an easy machine. It is labeled for beginners. So it's perfect for me because I'm a beginner, and perfect for you as well if you're just getting started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'm going to spawn this machine up. And first of all, I'm going to make sure that I connect it to my VPN. Yes, I did. I'm going to check in hack the box as well. There you go. It says that I'm connected to my VPN. And actually, I'm connected to the Europe server because the Asia server, it seems to be having some issues. I was not able to like spawn up some machines from the Asia server, so I had to connect to the Europe server, and now I don't face any issues. So yeah, in case if you're wondering why I'm connected to Europe when I'm located in Asia, that's the reason. Okay, so meanwhile, the machine has spawned up. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check if there's any web service running on this device. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up in a new tab and see if there's any web service running on its default port, which is 80. So it is still loading. Just checking my internet connection. It's good. Yeah, all right. So it's still loading. All right. Meanwhile, I accidentally stopped that. So yeah, meanwhile, I'm just going to open my terminal, and what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to switch to my user. I'm going to go to HTTP and I'm going to make a directory for Jerry so that we could save all our files here. All right, so first of all, I'm going to start by doing an nmap scan. So I'm going to say nmap and I'm going to do a default version scan, and I need to mention the IP address, which is this. It would be great if you like actually memorize this IP address instead of typing it, or you could actually save it in a variable and keep using it. It's up to you, but I would like to like memorize it. So it's 10.10.95. So I'm also going to like save it as in a file so that we can read the file and read the results if we want later on, because we can't like keep that hanging in on the terminal. We need to do other stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna start the scan right now. It says that nmap is scanning. Oh, it came back saying that okay, it says that no hosts are up, and it also gives us a note that if it is really up but blocking our ping probes, try -pn. So maybe it is not responding to nmap ping probe. So in order to fix that, as it says, we could use the -pn argument right there. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to say -pn at the end, and we'll try again. It says host discovery disabled because we use the -pn argument, and it says all addresses will be marked up and scan times will be slower. So what we're basically doing with this pn is we are ignoring the fact that no hosts are responding to our scan, and we are still going to like go ahead and scan for the ports instead of scanning for the host itself. For some reason it says that scan times will be lower. Okay, so the scan is done. So there seems like there's only one port open, but this might not be the case because by default, when we are doing the nmap scan, it only scans, I think, the first 10,000 ports, I guess. But if you want to scan all the ports, like there are, I don't remember how many. Actually, let's go ahead and Google. How many TCP ports are there? Oh, it's actually 65,535. So if you want to scan all these ports, you just have to say, you just have to give the command dash p dash. So what this does is it scans all the ports, all the 65,535 ports for you. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead, but we will see if you want to like scan all the other ports as well. But for now, you can see there's only one port open, which is 8080, and you can also see it clearly says that the service running on it is HTTP. And since we did the version scan using the dash SV flag right here, we also have the version of it. So it says Apache Tomcat, Coyote, JSP engine 1.1. So we know for a fact that the web server is running on JSP. Actually, let's go ahead and try to access this port. We can go to our browser, and the reason why this did not work, I mean, the reason why this did not load up in our browser is because when we go to this IP address, it's going to try to look on the default port, which is 80, but in our case it's not running on the default port, it is running on 8080. So I'm just going to call an 8080 and hit enter. And now this time, there you go, we got something as a response. This is the web page, and it actually seems like the default web page of Apache Tomcat when you install it. And usually it is a good practice that when you're deploying your website into production, you usually remove all the default files, the default, you know, things like these when you're deploying into production as a security measure, because an attacker could maybe use something to what do you say, to take advantage of something on your server. So this is an interesting page. So it says, if you're seeing this, you have successfully installed Tomcat, congratulations. And there's some recommended reading, security considerations. I think these will just link to the Tomcat website. Yeah. Oh, actually, it is actually the same folder in this web directory. It's in /docs. Okay. So interesting thing is that you can see there are three options. There's server status. If I go to that, okay, it is asking me for a username password for the manager application. I am pretty sure I clicked on this server status, not this one. Okay, anyway, so it somehow just redirects. Oh, it is actually a part of the manager app. I think that's why it's asking us for a password. So anyways, that is the thing. So if you go to the manager app, even then it should ask you for a password, because the manager app is supposed to be like an administrative access over this Apache Tomcat server, right? So you need a username and password to actually enter into it. And by the looks of it, you can see that this is a basic HTTP authentication. Nothing fancy, just the basic HTTP authentication. But yeah, let's actually see if we can like figure out the username and password for this. So the best place to start is to look up the default passwords for Apache Tomcat. So I'm just gonna Google it. So I'm gonna say default Apache Tomcat credentials. And okay, so there's a GitHub link. I'm just gonna open that, and there you go. We have some default username passwords for the Apache Tomcat manager app. So let's actually try these. So there are actually some like many, I think considerable amount of default credentials. So you could like manually copy paste each of these credentials, or you could just write something in Python. And me being myself, I like writing something in Python. So I am going to like open up Sublime Text, and I'm going to say automate.py. So basically what I'm trying to do, where is Sublime Text? It's not opened up. I have no idea why it's not. Okay, now it's opened up. I'm just gonna close all these files. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like write a Python script that would automatically check these default username password combinations from this GitHub link, and it's going to like try these on our target and see if any of these would work. So first of all, I am just going to write it. So I need the request module first, and I'm just going to save it as automate.py. It's in Jerry, so I'm just going to save it here. Great. And I also need the authentication module. So I'm just going to say request.auth import http basic auth. I think that is the name of the module, but I'm not sure. We'll see if we get any error. So first of all, we need the URL, the target URL. So I am just going to say target URL is equal to this is the URL, and we also have to like click on the manager app to do this, I guess. So it would be this. So it would be this followed by /manager. So I'm just gonna give that. So it is http 10.10.10. I forgot the IP address. The 95. Oops. The 95 colon 8080. Do not forget the port and then manager. So that is our target URL. And the next thing we need to do is I actually will download these credentials. I'll just go to raw and I can actually download it, I guess. So I'll just go to raw and I'll just copy this and get this into my I'll just download it. So I'll just say wget and I'll just download that using wget, and it should be on right now. So if I go subl Apache Tomcat Apache, I have no idea why it's not opening up from the command line, but I'll open it up. I'll open it up from the GUI. So there you go. This is our file. So we need to take this file. So I'm just going to say f equal to open and the name of the file, which is Apache Tomcat default.mdown. So it's a markdown file. So I will copy that and I'll say the access mode as read, and I will say lines is equal to f dot read lines to read all these lines and save these in a and save those lines in a list. And then I'm also going to like close that file. So making sure that I do not corrupt it. And then we will go to each line. So I'll say for line in lines and line in lines. And basically we are iterating through each of these lines. So the first 3 lines, actually the first 4 lines we can ignore because this is not the information that we want to focus on. We only need the credentials. So the credentials start from the 5th line. So that's what we will do. We will say line num as a variable, and we will initialize it to 1 so that we're starting from the first line. And we will say if line num if it is less than or equal to 4, we want to just continue. We want to ignore it, right? We want to continue, and also we want to like increment that. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is when we come to the 5th line, we want to retrieve the username and password individually from this line, from each line. So how do we do that? So we have we know for sure that the username starts from the the first index. So I'll take advantage of that and I will just say username equal to line of 1. So we start from the first index, and where do we want to end? We want to end from the first index of the space. So I will just say line dot index of space, and I just want to like strip everything off as well. We'll say +1 and I'll just strip it if in case there are any like trailing spaces. Same thing for the password as well. For the password, we are going to also slice it, and we need to look for the second symbol. I don't know what they call this symbol. Let me just call it a line symbol. I know that's very dumb and very embarrassing as well, but I promise you that I'll look up what they call this symbol right after making this video. But for now, I'm just gonna call it the line symbol. Okay, let's go ahead. And why do I keep switching to my terminal? Yeah, let's make use of that. So we will say l.index of, we need to find this line symbol, and I will also give it 2 so that it starts looking from the second index, because there's already one line symbol, so we don't want to look at that. That's why I gave 2 as the option there, so it starts looking from the second index and not from the start of the string. And then where do we want to end it? So we want to end it in the last index of this line symbol. So I'll do the same. I'll say line dot r index, which actually returns the last index of a character, and I'm going to give that. And also it's going to have trailing spaces, so I'm just going to strip everything off so that all the trailing spaces are removed. And one more thing you should notice here is that in some cases the password is just blank, which means this is not the actual password. It just represents that the password is to be left as blank string. So we don't want this to be that. So we will write a condition for that as well. We will say if password equal to blank, then just I hate this auto type, then just give password as a blank string, nothing else. And that's it. Now we will just print password, and we'll see actually if we are able to like get the username and password. We're able to, whether we are able to like parse it correctly or not. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run that. I hope I have Python installed. Yeah, I do. Great. Because I don't usually use this machine that much. So I'm just gonna say Python 3 automate.py, no module named requests. Who doesn't have requests, man? I'm just gonna say Python 3 mpip install requests, and I'm just gonna install a request. Great, I think that's the only module required, so it should work now. Oh, or it doesn't. So there's no module named HTTP basic auth. Let me Google that quickly. HTTP basic auth requests. Oh, request Python. Oh, let's get this page. No, I don't need a session object for this. Oh, there you go. Oh, the HTTP is in all caps. That's the mistake. So it's going to be HTTP. That's the thing. Oh, all right. So let's go ahead and try this again. Okay, so looks like we have some issue right there. You can see that this line symbol is also getting passed, so we don't want that. I will just include +1 here so that we don't parse it. So now let's see, there you go, everything is good. You can see all the blank text is also replaced with an empty string, so that's great. So now we just need to write a function to like send that request. So I will write that function right now. So I will just say def send request, and I'm going to take username and password as parameters to that. And now I'm just gonna like r is equal to request dot get, and I'm just gonna send that to target URL, and the auth is HTTP basic auth, and the username and password. And then I'm just going to like return r dot status code, because we can see the status of our request by looking at the status code. So that should do. And here I will just give the status code as well. So I'm just going to say mod d, and I'm going to call that function that I just created with my username and password. Great. So let's go ahead and try this now. This is a moment of truth. Let's see if, okay, so it starts by sending requests. So the first credentials admin password gave a status code 401, and 401 basically means an error. It means that our login is not successful. So it just keeps trying. And oh, there you go. We have a 200 status code. So 200 status HTTP status code means that usually it means a success operation. So in this case, the success operation means that our login is successful, which means these are the correct credentials. These are the credentials that actually worked. So let me go ahead and manually check that out. I'm just going to go to manager app, and I'm just going to give try those credentials which we found. So it's Tomcat. I'm going to copy that, paste it, and what is the password? The password is secret in lead. So I'm just gonna go ahead. There you go, we are in. So it says Tomcat Web Application Manager, which means we are inside the manager app, and we could do a lot of stuff. We could I don't know, start, stop services, I guess. Oh, I think these are just like, we can stop the host manager, we can expire the sessions. Yeah, we could do some basic administrative stuff over here. And oh, there you go, it says something like deploy, and that is interesting because we actually want to deploy something in order to get some access over the target machine. So it says deploy directory or war file located on server, but we do not have a war file located on server. We would like it if we could create a war file, a malicious war file of ourselves, and then deploy it to the server. And fortunately, there's an option here. It says war file to deploy, and it asks us to select some war file. So we can basically upload it from our local computer and we can deploy it on the server, which is great. But first of all, what is a war file? I have no idea about it. So let's go ahead and check that out. War file. What is war file? So it says in software engineering, a war file, which is a web application resource or a web application archive, is a file used to distribute a collection of jar files, Java server pages, Java servlets, Java classes, XML files, tag, libraries, static web pages, and other resources. So it's like a zip file, I think. So it's going to like combine multiple source code files. So that's great. Now let's actually see if we have any var file payloads. Like the idea here is to create a malicious var file and then deploy it. So this malicious var file should be able to give us a reverse shell, right? So let's actually go ahead and see if there's anything in MSF Venom that can help us create a war file payload. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the first link. Okay, there you go, web payloads, and there's a var file payload, which is what we actually want. And there you go, this is how we would do MSF Venom -p java/JSP shell reverse. So yeah, we know that the backend is based on Java, so that makes sense. And then listening host. So I will just use this command, this thing over here. And first of all, do I have MSF Venom installed? Great. So I need to install MSF console. I'll be right back. All right, so sorry for that. I have now installed the Metasploit framework. So let me go ahead and paste in that command, the MSF Venom command, to generate the var payload. So I need to give it the listening host and the listening port as well. So let me go ahead and check my IP address. So this is my IP address inside the HackTheBox VPN network. Oops, I accidentally pasted that. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. And the listening port, I will just give it the listening port as so I'll just give it the port as 1560, and that should do. So I'm just going to hit enter. That should create my shell.var payload. Okay, so the payload is created. It's located in our current directory. So I'm just going to go ahead and now upload this. So I will go back to my manager app and I'll just click browse, and I will just browse. Actually, I'll just go to home. Oh, yeah, there you go. This is the shell that I just created. I mean, this is the payload that I just created. I'll just click on open, and now I'm going to deploy it. But before that, what this shell is basically going to do is it's going to start a reverse connection. It's going to start a reverse connection from the target or the from the target machine to my machine. So I must actually accept that incoming connection and listen to it so that I can interact with it. In order to do that, I will make use of netcat. So I'll just say netcat-lvnp to listen on the port. What is the port that I just submitted? It's 1560. So I'll just listen on that port. So if I hit enter, there you go, it's listening on this port right now. So now I will just go back to my manager app and click on deploy, and I think this is the moment of truth. When I click on deploy, I do not have access. What? Okay, maybe my session expired. I don't know. No, it did not expire, I guess. What? I did not get a shell as well. Let me try again. I'm just gonna go shell.var deploy. Oh, it's deployed. So it says the message is okay. Now, if I scroll down, I can see the war file that I just uploaded. This is the file. So I did not receive a shell yet. I think I have to like manually go to it. So I'll just click on it, and now it's executing. Still, oh, there you go. We received a connection from 10.10.10.95, which is the IP address of our machine. And there you go. Now we have a shell. So we have a Windows shell with us. So if I just say, who am I? Is it going to work? Who am I? We are NT authority/system. This means we are the administrator. So this, since it's supposed to be like a easy machine and a machine for beginners, it did not involve any privilege escalation. So we are directly root. We are administrator. We can do anything on this computer. So yeah, that's it for the box. We also obviously need to look for the user flag and the root flag. So let me actually go ahead and do that. So I will just go to C directory. I will go to what? How do I go to C? What? Oh, let's say cd root. Okay, now we go. Fine. So now I will just go to users, and I'll just go to public, and there should be a user.txt here. There is not. I'll just go to documents, directory, nothing here. Where is the user.txt? I'll try in administrator directory. We have desktop. Oh, there you go. Flags. There's a folder called flags. I'm just gonna go to that. I hope you can see this. I hope my face cam is not getting in the way, but anyway. So I'm inside the flags directory. There's a text file called 2 for the price of 1. So the name is self-explanatory. We are supposed to find both the user and the root flag inside this, right? Because the name suggests that. So I'm just gonna like print that out. Oops, sorry. I think I have to like enclose that in a double quote. There you go. We have the user.txt. We have the root.txt. This is the user flag, and this is the root flag. So that's it for this machine. It's a very, very easy, very beginner level machine, and it's perfect if you want to, like, if you're just getting started, and it's perfect for me as well because I'm just starting hack the box, and I'm just getting started. I'm learning this path in pen testing, like improving my skills, like putting them to practical use and all that stuff. So yeah, I guess you enjoyed that video. If you like this video, please do not forget to leave a thumbs up below, and also do subscribe for more such videos, and comment down below what you think about it. I like reading your comments, so comment down below, and thanks for watching. I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, cheers.